Hi everyone, I'm Glenda with SureFit Designs, commonly referred to as Glenda the Good Stitch. In this video, I'm going to talk about designing a sheath dress, and we're going to talk specifically about what to do if you're working with a knit fabric and you don't want the waist fitting darts. So first of all, let's take a look at a dress that has been done out of a woven fabric, and it does have the shaping dart from the bodice going down into the skirt. This is a wool crepe, and it is a sheath style dress, which simply means that the bodice is joined together with the skirt and there is no waistline seam. And this long fitting dart in here is shaping in the waistline area. Now, there are full directions in the SureFit Designs instruction book, the Dress Kit instruction book, on page 32 for the shift or chemise or sheath style of dress. We also have another video in the SureFit Designs Learning Center that talks about how to join the skirt together with the bodice to make this one-piece style of dress. And your pattern would basically end up looking like this when the bodice is attached to the skirt and you don't have a waistline seam. But rather than sewing out of a woven fabric like my sample is there, let's say you now want to design and sew out of a knit fabric. Knits have stretch, so we can get rid of some of these long vertical darts, and we can just let the shaping happen with the stretch of the fabric. This dart is basically 1.5 inches wide. When you finish drawing it off, that's how wide it should be, is 1.5 inches. And we're going to remove some of this dart and we're going to put it over on the side seam and get rid of it there. Now, 1.5 inches is a lot to remove from the side seam all in one go. So what I'm going to recommend is that you start by removing 3/4 of an inch from your waist point. And so I'll just measure over and mark 3/4 of an inch like that. Now, you can take your designing stylus and we can draw from the bottom leg of the dart to that dot, and then we have to come down into the hip line. But now we start working with a curved line. And so we want to curve. We don't want this to be a sharp point. So I'm going to curve it, and I'm just going to use the small curvature that's on the Designer's Companion. You'll find this a very, very handy tool to use for these tight, tiny curves. So a little curve there, and then to connect down into the hip line, I'm going to use the larger hip curve that is on the designing stylus. And it will look like that. And that would be sufficient curvature to take out of the waistline curve until you've actually stitched it up. I would recommend basting it and then decide whether or not you would like more of the space and shape taken out of that side seam. Now, for the back of the dress, what you will do is, again, the similar thing. Deal with those long darts that are in the back, from the back bodice down into the skirt. And it is also 1.5 inches wide. Divide it in half, 3/4 of an inch, and take that off at the side seam. On the back shoulder, if you happen to have a back shoulder dart, you can take the equivalent of the dart off at the shoulder seam line. And that's basically it. It's very, very simple to design a sheath dress sewn out of a knit fabric and not have those long shaping darts. If you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have, I encourage you to join the SureFit Designs community, and you can do that in 3 easy steps. Number 1, make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and the buttons below allow you to do that. Secondly, make sure you subscribe to the SureFit Designs newsletter, and that's easily done. Just go to the website, surefitdesigns.com, and at the bottom of the page, you are going to see a form to fill out for application to the newsletter. And then the other portion of our community that I think you're absolutely going to love is joining our Facebook group, and that's facebook.com/groups/SureFit Designs. We have seamstresses from all over the world that participate, show their garments, ask questions, and in general, help one another. I know you're going to enjoy participating in that group. Thanks so much for watching.